pin this back. So I'll get this bike. I wanted saddlebags for it. So I got these. They're pretty nice hard saddlebags. They're leather wrapped. Hardware is decent. They're a little bit floppy. Well, this side, you see down there where that's frayed, it was hitting the swing arm. So I ended up putting a big fat spacer in there. And I don't like how it's not symmetrical now. I'm also not a big fan of that gap. I'm not a big fan of this gap, really. So I don't know what to do. I guess I can see if there's any preload I can take up on the suspension, just to keep it from going down so far. I mean, the thing's already back shatter 9,000, so I don't know. I wasn't real thrilled with the aftermarket for this bike. I understand it's 14 years old. I don't know. There's not much out there. I'm almost thinking that I need to custom make some saddlebag mounts. Honestly, I'd like to just have a solo seat on this. If it just stopped right here, I'd love to fab something that went right up and over the fender to give like a luggage rack. I think that would be cool. Chances of me ever having passenger on this is slim. I've got an idea. This is still hitting the swing arm bolt, or the axle bolt. There's like a little bump there on the bag. This bike just really didn't want to have saddlebags on it, I guess. I don't blame it. It looks cooler without them. But man, a guy's got to have a little storage. This thing needs to be polished up. So I'm going to take it up top, see what I can adjust. Love that pipe on that thing. Kind of did this hastily the other day before going to work, actually. Put these other spacers in. I didn't realize it was going to hit the swing arm. I'm going to pull this off and then the chain guard probably, or the belt guard. Yeah, it really sucks that that tore my bag up. Freaking brand new, first ride. I hate missing stuff like that. Of course not. Much room in there, I can tell you that. I'm gonna have to go get the motorcycle jack. Got a block of wood in there. This thing's so wide. What the heck is going on there? I guess it's gonna be okay, I don't know. You can see the spring buried in there. This battery box is right in the way of really getting good access to it. I also need to locate the ECU on this thing. I want to send it out for program. I did steal the suspension adjustment tool from the Bandit. I'm gonna see if I can reach it with this guy. If not, I'll have to take it apart some more. I just want to ride. At least everything's in the way. I'm not even sure that's gonna slot in there. Looks like it's too big. I'm not afraid to grind this thing down. Can't even see it. Well, let me explore. Oh, I found the ECM. It's right here. So in order to pull this battery box, I'd have to pull the ECM out, pull all these doodads off. All right, let me keep struggling. I hate these motorsports batteries. This one here is sideways. How am I supposed to get? Oh, it's actually 3/8. Imagine that. Well, or it used to be, at least. Yeah, maybe I can pull it out enough to use a screwdriver. The battery terminal looks like it's seen some stuff. One more, need an extension. Oh, that one's different, of course. No, maybe it's not. Is this loose now? Sorta. What is this, fender flappy thing stuck to it? Oh boy. Oh geez, there's all kinds of stuff hooked onto this. More stuff connected to it. Oh, okay. That's it for that side. Let's get these push pins. If these break, I'm gonna cry. Oh, that wasn't necessary. I see what's going on. That could really just stay. There's two more underneath. And that's what's actually connecting it to the battery box. You can't see them, but they're there. Holy cow. See that? They're in here. I really don't want to screw these up either. It's funny, there's like a frame underneath the fender. I'm not sure this is worth it. I mean, I guess I could take that whole piece out. That, along with the battery box, would give me a ton of room. Can't see anything. I hate those things. I hate plastic clips. Man, if that was a screw, I'd be done. I'd like to have a motorcycle stand, like a lift. That would be cool. There's like no way to get in there. Yeah, force it out from the back. I can't believe that actually worked. Putting back in shouldn't be too hard. Oh yeah, that one's a little different. Oh, I wonder if I have another one of those. I can just break it off. No, I do not. Just can't get in there and get a hold of it. Hands don't bend the right way. I can push on the back of it, but it's slipping off. There we go. Kicked it right out. Went flying. I have no idea where it landed. That'll be a problem for later. What is this hooked onto? Seriously? Rear brake cylinder reservoir. That screw was not even a little bit tight. Is that a lower fuel tank? What in the heck? Well, that didn't help. What is holding that on there? Oh, that's nice. At least they made a hole for it. Friggin' rabbit hole this is. Nope, it's off of there. The screw's hanging on by a thread. Probably lose that. Is that enough to just give me access? Let me pull this back out. I mean, I can see it now. Problem is oh, that hook's right on there. Good. So there's a chance. Oh, I can't even move it. Holy crap. Alright, it moved. There's so much stuff in the way. This thing is packed. Battery box could just go, that'd be great. I'm just gonna wind it up as far as it'll go. Pretty heavy guy. Well, now that I moved it once, it's not too terrible. Sorry, camera. Kind of getting pushed around. Wow. That is not easy. What's that? 3 clicks now I've done? I wonder how much I have left. Oh, there's a bunch left. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep going because I need it. That's not much fun. Holy frick. That was dramatic. I almost feel like it was bottoming out before, so this can only be good. Might be a little bit harsher of a ride, but I'm okay with that. I tell you, it's not real easy to get a hold of. There's 6 or 7 positions left in there, I think. Holy frick. Alright, I'm gonna call it right there. That's not all the way. Oh my god. Well, I hate to be the one to give the bad news, but I just went all the way around and it dropped off the other end, so I'm back to where I started. Oh god. Yep. See if I can get this camera somewhere else. Can't guarantee I won't knock it off of there. Can't believe I did that. Battery box. Stay up. So there was a nice bang before. Wonder if this is my second time around. Sure seems like it. I think I only got like 2 more clicks and I gotta stop. Like being cautious now. 1 more. Dare I? I think that's it. Well, that was a lot of fun. So that's how you adjust the shock on the rear of a 2011 Stryker. Just take your whole motorcycle apart first, and then you can still barely reach it. It's funny to me how dirty these get underneath the panels. Absolutely freaking wrecked. It's like a layer. I found all the pieces. This brake reservoir hooked back in before I forget about that. It's got like a lower fuel sump. That's an electric fuel pump, is it not? This fuel line's coming off of it. There's lines going out the top. That's crazy. One thing I want to do is actually get this belt a little scrub. I hear that if you keep them nice and clean, they'll go for a long time. We'll leave this out for the chain guard. Chain guard. Belt guard. Apparently these belts are quite expensive. I'm just going to give it just straight water with the brush. I need to get out and go for a ride. Tempted to lose this plastic piece. Build something custom to hold the saddlebags. How long is this thing anyway? Holy cow. Probably a toothbrush would have made more sense. This thing's falling right apart. This brush. Somebody's undoubtedly laughing at me right now for doing this. But I found out how much these cost. They're like $500 for one of these drive belts. I mean, maybe they last forever. I don't know. Maybe they don't. If I can clean it, make it live longer. Not cleaning anything else. I think it's just going to be filthy anyway. I live on a dirt road. Put this silly thing back on. Yeah, it goes over it, not under it. I don't like the look of it. See that? It's not ideal. That right bums me right out, really. Brand spanking new. I don't know if I just put some black silicone on there or what, but it's nice to have my shirt not right up around my friggin' armpits. Well, I guess I'm just gonna try to wing it back on there. Oh, well, I'm an idiot. Can't just do that. That one could be longer. Pretty sure these aren't made to be taken off and on 1,000 times. Honest to God. See, I'm just not impressed. I guess I won't know until I ride it. Got this LA Choppers XXX Big Air kit from Revzilla. We got a tune coming from Ivan's Performance.
So should add like 10 horsepower, 10 foot-pounds of torque.
We'll see, but I'm gonna slap this new air intake on. This is the unit here, air filter, and this. I'm assuming this is why this is as expensive as it is. I wasn't super impressed with the price. It was $278 on Revzilla. The Cobra one that I wanted was $350, and it was basically the same thing. This is 4mm. I don't like the way this looks anyway. It's huge. But I will definitely be keeping this. The black flies are here. Oh, I'm gonna need a socket. Figures. Oh, that was tight. It's like a 10 millimeter or 12 millimeter. I'm thinking it's 12. Nope, it was 10.
I'm losing my touch.
Come on, let's not drop this and lose it somewhere. Alright, I think that's everything. Breather hose on the back. Okay, I see it. Spring clamp on it. Oh, I see it. That thing's huge. Little tiny air filter. Dirt hanging out there, that's not my favorite. I like to not have that fall in there.
Women look away.
Yeah, right, there's no women watching this, is there? So after you finish putting all the sand in your intake, you call that good enough. I'm gonna slap this backing plate on, see how that looks. I think that'll work. I kind of expected it to kind of lock in there, but let me dig the instructions out. Written instructions. Remove, yep, I think that this can come off too. Oh no. I don't think I brought a big enough Allen key for that. The standard, the SAE one might work, but I do not want to strip that. All right, let me go get some more stuff. More stuff acquired. 5 millimeters. Oh, that was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. Nope, there's 2 of them in there. The only drawback I see to running a filter like this is water. I've got a rain sock coming for it. I generally try not to be riding in the rain. It's usually not how you end up riding in the rain. It just kind of happens. These T-handle Allen keys are the way to go. We got these on Jegs for like nothing. They're doing some sale. Like I paid like $6 a piece. I got an SAE and a metric set. They have a little bent steel holder. Of course, they're mounted up in my other shed. That's the biggest issue with this is my tools are everywhere. Get that back on there before I lose it. Okay. Take the 2 3/4 inch aluminum spacer and put blue Loctite on it. Blue Loctite. 2 3/4 inch aluminum spacer. Blue Loctite in the end that's turned down. Using 1/8 inch Allen wrench, thread the 1 inch set screw into that end until it seats. That was probably enough for this whole project. It looks like a 1 inch set screw to me. It's not the right thread though. Oh, here we go. 1/8 inch. Okay, put blue Loctite on the exposed end of the set screw. Thread it into the counter bore hole directly between the 2 large intake holes in the front side of the aluminum throttle body adapter plate. This stuff is some expensive. I think you could buy gallons of it for 10 bucks. Nope. Okay, what was that saying? Thread it into the counter bore hole directly between the 2 large intake holes. That would be this one. Tighten the spacer firmly. Oh yeah, look, there's flats on this. I bet I have a crescent wrench down here. I do. Firmly. That's firm. Put blue Loctite in the ends of the 2 2.5 inch aluminum spacers. Set them into the shallow counterbore holes in the same plate. Use a 5/32 Allen wrench to thread the 2 1/4, 20, 3/4 inch flathead bolts into them. One of these then. That's not 1/8 inch. Oh, that's because it says 5/32. That'd be this one. Hey, it's actually the right size. Firmly. Do that again. A dab will do ya. Okay. Thread the plastic barbed nipple into the large threaded hole. That thing is just big enough. Don't scratch it. Done. Be sure each of the 3 aluminum standoffs have blue Loctite in the threaded ends. 1. Oh, that was too much. It's all or nothing with this stuff. Place the performance air filter up and over the recessed groove on the backing plate. Wait, what? Why would I be doing this now? That's not tight. Up and over the recessed groove on the backing plate. What does that mean? We're gonna have a problem here. Surely this needs to go on here first. They missed the part where you put it on the bike, which is a little weird. It's a little weird. This one's already got Loctite. Which one was that? 4mm probably. A lot of stuff mixed up. Oh, we're running out of screws. That must be good. Whoa. That was not necessary. That could fit tighter. Wind these in without Loctite first and see how it all tightens up. Yeah, those standoffs are too long. I should squish that. I shouldn't be able to move that around. I got a cover here too. I mean, that will capture the edge, but I could... Not impressed with that. I'm gonna have to grind some off of those standoffs. You'd think for $278 they could make it right. Look. It's not seating down in that groove all the way or anything. Unbelievable. Yeah, I can like pull that right out and just about stick my finger in there. And I should squish that just slightly. It looks a lot better. Well, let's put the last screw in and just see what it ends up being here. This chrome disc in here I'm probably going to black out. I don't know. Everything has to get Loctited. Well, what do you think? I think it looks a lot better than the other one. It should certainly perform better. Pretty small air filter. Alright, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Probably isn't gonna be very nice. I'm probably gonna end up grinding it. I'm gonna pull this apart and trim a little off of these. Why can't we just make stuff right? It's so irritating. Everything's covered in Loctite now. Just unbelievable. I doubt I really need to take much off of that even. What size is that? Not that, that's huge. I guess the first installation was just a practice run. So that you could find out that you bought a piece of crap, piece of junk. Alright, well, I always enjoy having to take the die grinder to a $250 part. I'm guessing the filter profile must have changed over time, got shorter. I don't know. I took about a 1/16 of an inch off with a sanding disc on the die grinder. Actually, let's try it before we put it all back on there. That would be really freaking stupid. Filter. There's just no excuse for stuff like this. The instructions say 20-minute install time. Hey, that looks better. It squishes in there. There, those are bottomed out. There, now it can't move. I like that a lot more. Still not real impressed overall, but I got it here and I own it. If it ends up falling apart, I will let them know, that's for sure. So the weird thing about this kit is it's advertised as LA choppers on the Revzilla site, but the instructions say Baron Big Air Kit. They exist in both places. The Baron Big Air Kit is the same backing plate, same filter, but it just has this cap without the decorative crap, which I don't really care for anyway, but this kind of looks terrible on its own. Let's do it again. New Loctite. Uh-oh, orange cat in the house. Do you guys like watching stuff like this? If you do, let me know in the comments. If you don't, let me know in the comments. Alright, let's get some Loctite on this again. This is a little bit of a trick here. What is going on? It's like glued to it. I'm always leery about modifying threaded, the ends of things that are threaded. Snug this up so it doesn't fall. It doesn't take a lot to screw up a threaded thing. You screw up the threaded part and then, oh, next thing you know, you got tap and die set out. Great. So far, so good. It's enough Loctite to stop the world from spinning. Make sure that's sitting on there pretty. There's a big ugly seam. I want to make sure that's pointing down. Right there. Can I turn it? There we go. That's not sitting in there quite right. Struggle. Doesn't matter what I do, it's always a complete struggle. That's better. Yeah, that's way better. That shouldn't have ever have been a thing. That's like black chrome. Let me just drag this through some of this Loctite that I spilled. We are done. Hey, that's pretty good. Well, right at the end of darkness here. So much for a 20-minute job. I come out here at 5:30, now it's 7:08. I quite like it. I really wanted one of the Kuryakin hyperchargers, but they're kind of unobtainium. You can get them used on eBay for $600 or $700. Kind of silly for a 2011. I mean, the stuff that I've done already is kind of silly for a 2011, but you gotta make it usable. Once I get the computer back from the tuner, I'll plug that in and maybe give you a ride impression of how the bike is. Well, I got my ECU back from Ivan's. The instructions said to unplug my O2 sensor. So we'll see about that. How did I not bring the keys? I don't like how much I have to stress that. Get it in there. That's a rubber boot. Down over them connectors. I think that's all I need to do in there. The way this seat goes on is goofy. There. I think if I pop this cover off, You can get at it a little better. I can see the O2 sensor right here. Just one of these little push pin guys. Wow, that thing's secure. I'm hoping to just unplug this and leave it in there. I do not want to break stuff. That is pretty tight. Oh, there is a tab in there, okay. Stop being stupid here. Yeah, it's not very compliant. What is going on here? You know the old saying, if it ain't broke, fix it until it is. Nice if that would pop out of there just so you can get a hand on it. Oh, okay. Just stop being dumb. Step one, stop being stupid. There we go. Nope. There. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna put some electrical tape over that just to keep from getting the shmoo in there. I think I had a little roll I made. Take a little drill bit or something. You can wind it on there, and it's great for tight spots like this. No blood, please. The other half of that, I'm just gonna leave it as is. I don't even know what I would do to it. It's clipped onto the body there, so this would be the end with the prong sticking out anyway. You could always spray some contact cleaner in there or something if you were going to plug this back in. But the end, the female end, I don't know. I'd rather just not have stuff get down in there. I think that'll work. I guess I need to sharpen my knife. Just gonna leave that guy right there. Boom, like I was never there. We ready for a fire up? Hopefully it still runs. No warning lights or anything. No neutral. The intake is pretty loud, got a pretty loud hiss. I know that the stock airbox is meant to be quiet, but I don't care about that. Well, I can tell you just from moving it around a little bit, it's got a much sharper throttle response. Might gotta go. I'm gonna have to go for a little test drive. The thing already had more power than any bike I've ever had before. To get an idea, it probably ran okay stock when it had the stock pipe on it. But as soon as you start changing stuff like that, it throws the tune all out of whack. I'm gonna call that a success. That thing friggin' rips. Got better low speed manners. Doesn't do all the ridiculous backfiring when you're decelerating. Doesn't dive forward when you let off the throttle. I approve.